Jim Davidson shares blunt opinion on Rishi Sunak. Piers Morgan offers a surprising response. In a headline-generating moment that stirred debate across both social and traditional media, British comedian and commentator Jim Davidson made headlines for offering a blunt assessment of Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's recent performance, and it didn't take long before broadcaster Piers Morgan responded with his own take. The interaction, though not a direct exchange, has become a flashpoint for wider conversations about political leadership, public trust, and the role of entertainers and media figures in shaping public opinion. While Davidson is no stranger to controversial comments, this time his remarks have ignited a more thoughtful and surprisingly civil dialogue. Let's unpack what was said, how Piers Morgan responded, and why this discussion is gaining attention. Appearing on a podcast known for its unscripted interviews and conversational tone, Jim Davidson was asked about the current state of British leadership. When the conversation turned to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Davidson didn't hold back. In a tone that mixed humor with critique, Davidson questioned whether Sunak truly understands the average Briton's day-to-day concerns. "He's a smart man," Davidson said, "but sometimes it feels like he's managing numbers, not people." Davidson emphasized he wasn't questioning Sunak's integrity or intelligence. In fact, he complimented Sunak's economic knowledge and calm demeanor during turbulent times. However, the core of Davidson's critique focused on what he sees as a disconnect between leadership in Westminster and everyday life outside the political bubble. "The average bloke doesn't want spreadsheets," Davidson said. "They want leadership that feels human, that feels like someone's on their side." It didn't take long for clips of Davidson's comments to circulate on social media, and soon enough, Piers Morgan addressed the conversation during a segment on his talk show. Known for his sharp interviews and bold opinions, Morgan offered a more nuanced take. "Jim has a point about perception," Morgan began, "but we have to be careful not to confuse relatability with effectiveness. You don't need to have had the same background as everyone else to govern well, you just need to listen, act fairly, and lead with clarity." Morgan acknowledged that Sunak faces a public perception challenge, one exacerbated by rising costs of living, healthcare backlogs, and political fatigue, but he was quick to defend the Prime Minister's composure during a period of national uncertainty. "Rishi's not the kind of leader who pounds podiums or plays to the gallery," Morgan said. "But perhaps that's what some voters want right now, a bit more fire in the belly." What makes this moment particularly interesting is how it reflects a wider societal conversation. What qualities do people want in a leader? Davidson's comments represent a segment of the public that craves authenticity and emotional connection, while Morgan's response speaks to those who value stability and competence over charisma. Political analyst Grace Weller weighed in on the discussion, noting, "We're in a time where trust in institutions is low. That means the public puts more weight on how leaders communicate, not just what they say, but how they say it. Sunak's calm demeanor is seen as strength by some, but as aloofness by others. This dynamic, the tension between policy depth and public image, isn't unique to the UK. It's a global pattern, where leaders are increasingly evaluated not just for outcomes but for optics, tone, and perceived empathy." Unsurprisingly, social media lit up with reactions. Many appreciated Davidson's unvarnished delivery, even if they didn't fully agree with his views. "He says what a lot of people are thinking," one commenter wrote. "Leaders seem so distant from real life." Others applauded Morgan for bringing the conversation back to substance. "Leadership is more than image," tweeted one user. "Let's judge based on performance, not just presentation." The dual perspectives also sparked a wave of memes, light-hearted commentary, and some thoughtful threads dissecting what effective leadership means in today's climate. The unexpected exchange between Jim Davidson and Piers Morgan isn't just another media moment, it's a snapshot of where public sentiment sits right now. Frustration, hope, skepticism, and a hunger for connection all play into how political figures are judged. Sunak, like all leaders, is navigating complex challenges in real time. And while public figures like Davidson and Morgan bring their own lenses to the conversation, they also help amplify what many people are already wondering. Is our leadership not just smart, but relatable? Not just competent, but connected? Now we want to hear from you. Do you agree with Jim Davidson's concerns, or do you side more with Piers Morgan's measured defense? What qualities matter most in a modern leader: relatability, results, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this a thoughtful and respectful space for discussion. And if you enjoy balanced, in-depth takes on the stories shaping our politics, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a conversation that counts.